And we as the affirmative delegation have taken the liberty to redefine the motion as follows. The state of having family ties which are legal with multiple socially bonded sexual partners at the same time should be allowed by law, and this is according to the New English Dictionary version 3.9.1. Now, our main stance as the affirmative delegation is small houses are already rampant and existent in today's society. Therefore, why not legalize something that is already taking place so as to offer security to those other women that are having children outside of the legally bonded situation called marriage? Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to my next point, it's not a crime to love more than one person. Therefore, why victimize those people who have more than one partner, more than one sexual partner, on the basis that you can only marry one person? Therefore, we are advocating for polygamous marriages to be legalized so that people who have more than one partner may not feel stigmatized in society, but in actual fact have the freedom to be able to express their affection for more than one partner in the confines of legal acceptance. My other point moves on to say that all partners should receive marital benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, we take, for example, as I've already said, small houses that are already rampant in society. They should be able to also experience the marital benefits that come with marriage. We take, for example, that those small houses are not covered under life insurance. When it comes time for inheritance, they may also not benefit anything whilst they have been engaged in a relationship with a man for more than 10 to 15 years and they have children, 1, 2, 3, with that same man. Therefore, why then should they not be able to benefit the same marital benefits that the first woman got simply because they came after the first partner? Ladies and gentlemen, my next point moves on to the sharing of economic burden. Take, for example, this situation. There is a mother and a father, as is commonly known, and the father dies. The mother will now be responsible for the economic burden of the family, meaning she'll have to put the children to school, she'll have to bring food to the table, and that in itself may be more than she can handle. But ladies, taking the situation that the man had 3 wives. If the man is to die, those 3 wives can be able to distribute the economic burden amongst themselves so that they can be able to sufficiently provide for the family without having to neglect the education of the children or to lower their standard of living as was prior to the death of the husband. Ladies and gentlemen, also to conclude my statement, it is part of the African culture for there to be polygamous marriages. So then, why then do we discredit the culture that has flourished in the past simply because in today's society we deem it unnatural or sometimes inappropriate for their man to have more than one partner? Ladies and gentlemen, let us go back to our roots. And with this, I thank you very much.
Small houses, why shouldn't we legalize it so that the small houses will also benefit from the wealthy, maybe wealthy, which would have been accumulated by the husband? Yes, we agree with you on that, but by legalizing it, you will be encouraging, encouraging, what can you say? Sorry.
Go on, it's okay.
It's okay. So we are against the notion in motion, which clearly states that polygamous marriages should be legalized. That is to say, it should be permissible. We agree with their redefined motion, but disagree with it being permissible to our society. Why are we saying so? Why are we disagreeing? We have 3 arguments. The first one says, we are economically unsustainable. What are you trying to say? Few people in our society, like right now, considering the situation in Zimbabwe, few people in our society are able to sustain a bigger family. So if we legalize it, so obviously there will be a lot of poverty. There will be a lot of poverty. So our second argument is that it will increase the population, leading to pressure on resources in Zimbabwe, not in Zimbabwe as such, but we all know that resources are scarce. You know, scarcity exists. Against we can define scarcity as too many ones, right? Against unlimited resources. Scarcity exists. So if we legalize polygamy, then there will be a lot of, it will increase the population of our society. Then it means there will be too much pressure on the limited available resources. Then our third argument is that it makes it impossible to explore the sexually transmitted disease, for example, HIV, as per the aim of the World Health Organization to explore HIV by 2030. So if we encourage polygamous marriage, how are we able to achieve that? How many in that marriage will be able to condomize if we might think in the case of condomization? With this, I thank you.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here as the speaker of the affirmative delegation that is going to crush every point that has been raised by the non-affirmers, as well as to reaffirm each and every point that they have not tried to rebut, and still give you the clearest of pictures that polygamous marriages should be legalized. Ladies and gentlemen, we are debating as the motion that is redefined the state of having family ties which are enshrined in law of multiple partners at the same time should be allowed by law. Now, just to begin by rebutting the three arguments that they gave us, which is all that you have in your minds, and I'll convince you as I take these away from the table that what I would then tell you and reaffirm is what we should take. The first thing that he said is that we will be encouraging, question mark, encouraging what of something that is already there. We are not encouraging anything, but we are simply institutionalizing what is already existing so that, according to our line of argument, we may take advantage of the benefits that come out of having everybody who is in these relationships recognized officially by law. They talked about population increase, question mark. It is not there by law, it is there by the reproduction that is occurring with law and without law. So why not take advantage, as our line of argument says, of institutionalizing this so that we may take advantage of these that are there. The third one, and the last one, the spread of HIV. Now they know the truth. The spread of HIV. Is the spread of HIV by institutionalizing what is already there, or just by what is already there happening? Therefore, all three arguments that you had being raised have been rebutted, crushed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our main line of argument is that this is already occurring. We've got these extramarital affairs and the families that are coming after. Small houses, we are simply saying legalize to take advantage of. So the first point was they are already there, which is what I've explained over and over. The second was it is not a crime to love more than one. So why victimize us and also victimize these children who will be left vulnerable without any economic support? The third, all partners receive marital benefits if we enshrine it by law and regularize what has to happen when the father dies. The fourth, we highlighted that there would be a situation where there would be a sharing of the economic burden. Now, if we realize this one thing, already we have legal polygamous marriages, but under the customary law. What we are simply saying is we want the same benefits to cross over, not only to the, with your humble attention, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the affirmative side is actually ignorant to the fact that there are high rates of unemployment in this very world that we are living in. As much as there are many wives in a polygamous marriage wanting to share the economical burden, but the unemployment that is in existence will actually nullify that point. However, if these people are capable of marrying in singular, then can we actually have one member of the family supplying a whole manageable family in their own society? They are saying that if the small house is in existence and yet we avoid having the benefits of the marital benefits. But ladies and gentlemen, if a guy is failing to support the very wife that is in existence and is failing to support the small house while this is outside, how will he support him if he's actually inside in the marital grounds? Therefore, we feel like the moment that someone engages into marriage, they are prone to having many children that they would have if it is to be a small house. We are talking about the rapid population increase. Ladies and gentlemen, let us not be ignorant against the fact that actually the resources are in limited supply. Therefore, we should try as policymakers to make sure we legalize and promote things that are promoting our development, not doing the contrary. Because what you are saying is that when we are having a rapid population increase, we are just basically adding to the resources that are already in limited supply. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are saying is that if stealing is more high in risk, then we should be capable of actually saying, all right, let's permit it. But let's acknowledge the fact that the moment you permit something which is causing less development in a society, you are infringing the rights of someone having a right to a developed society. Because what we are saying is if there is high population and also there is economical sustainability in the very community that we are living in, then it means there is deterioration of the standards of living because there will be high states of poverty. What we are saying is that if the family, the very breadwinner, is incapable of supplying everyone else, then especially to get them to school, then it means those people are incapable of actually contributing to the society sustainable. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand in our arguments to say that making a policy of legalizing polygamy is actually in fact contrary to the development that this very nation is going for. Ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking that as much as you might say that already it's in existence, but we as a society should be capable of constructing ways that should curb such, not to advocate for such. They are talking as policymakers to take advantage of an existing society. They are supposed to be people who are constructing for development, not against development. If condomization cannot work in the already existing African society of polygamy, why make it worse? If you are saying that African society is already using polygamy, that's why we are the most poorest continent in existence, let's introduce policies that are actually encouraging the very society that we're in existence, not do otherwise. Therefore, we stand to say that the polygamy marriages, as much as it seems justifiable, but it is impractical to say that let's support a community that is just rapidly population increasing with that regulation. We stand to say it is economically unsustainable, as it has been proved with Zimbabwe as being the lowest developed country in the world. And we stand to say that as much as you can stand to say it's actually a right of choice, but we say don't let somebody's right of choice infringe somebody's right of choice as well. Thank you.